Samsung has only recently begun rolling out its Android 15-based One UI 7 update, but the focus has already shifted to what's next, One UI 8. And according to a major leak, it seems this upcoming version isn't here to completely blow us away with flashy changes. Instead, it looks like Samsung is focusing on polishing and refining the experience we already have, more like a smoother, cleaner version of One UI 7 rather than a revolutionary upgrade. So what's going on with One UI 8? Well, Samsung's next major software update is already in the works, and it's set to debut with the upcoming Galaxy Z Fold 7 and Z Flip 7. Yes, those foldables will ship with One UI 8 straight out of the box, which confirms that Samsung is deep into development. And since test builds for several other Galaxy devices are also being prepared, we're already seeing early leaks pop up, like the recent one showing One UI 8 running on the Galaxy Z Fold 6. This early look tells us a lot. For starters, One UI 8 isn't aiming to reinvent the wheel. Visually, it looks very similar to One UI 7. If you were expecting a drastic redesign, you might be a little disappointed. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. One UI 7 already brought a significant design overhaul, so One UI 8 is more about refining what's already there. Think of it as the version that smooths out the rough edges and adds subtle improvements. In fact, it's fair to say that One UI 8 is doing what One UI 7.1 was supposed to do. Because of the delays in rolling out One UI 7, Samsung didn't have the opportunity to deliver a 7.1 update. So now, One UI 8 is stepping in to take care of those smaller improvements and optimizations while also bringing users up to speed with Android 16. Now, what kind of changes are we talking about here? According to the leak, most of the system still looks and feels like One UI 7, but there are some notable tweaks. For instance, apps like Gallery and File Manager have been slightly reorganized to present options in a more user-friendly and logical way. These are minor changes, but they contribute to a smoother, more efficient user experience. But here's something that might actually get fans a bit excited, the Now Brief feature. If you've been following the Galaxy S25 series, you'll know that this AI-powered feature has been exclusive to those flagship models. One UI 7 didn't bring Now Brief to the Galaxy S24 series, leaving many users feeling left out. But with One UI 8, that's set to change. The leaked firmware for the Galaxy Z Fold 6, specifically version F956BXXU2CYD7, shows that Now Brief is present and running. This is a strong sign that Samsung is finally ready to roll out the feature to older devices. That alone makes One UI 8 a meaningful update, especially for users who want to enjoy some of the newest AI features without upgrading to the latest hardware. Even though the rest of the UI looks familiar, the inclusion of Now Brief adds real value and utility. Of course, it's still early days. The version we're seeing now is likely just the beginning. Samsung could introduce more changes, both big and small, before the final version rolls out to the public later this year. That's especially true if they're aligning this release with Android 16, which is also expected to introduce under-the-hood improvements and new capabilities. So in summary, One UI 8 isn't coming in with bold, dramatic flair. It's not a wow update in terms of design or UI overhaul, but that doesn't mean it isn't important. It builds on the strong foundation of One UI 7, fixes rough spots, adds helpful enhancements like a cleaner app interface, and potentially brings flagship features like Now Brief to more users. It's more of a stability and refinement update, and sometimes that's exactly what a device needs. Samsung users can look forward to a more polished experience with Android 16 smoother app functionality and possibly a few new surprises along the way. So no, One UI 8 might not blow your socks off, but it's shaping up to be a smart and solid update that improves the everyday experience. And in the end, that might matter more than just a flashy redesign.